getting a good fermentation, the key factor obviously is to have healthy yeast, have a pitching rate and a cell count that is appropriate for the style of beer and the strength of the beer that you're brewing, and wort oxygenation. All of those things are key to managing your yeast to keep, I always look at brewing as keeping your yeast happy. And the hardest part about brewing, and I tell this to our brewers all the time, is managing a fermentation. It's not wort production, it's not packaging, it's managing fermentation. And you've really got to keep your yeast in an environment where they are going to do what you're asking them to do. And that's really what it's all about. So for me, managing fermentation starts with pitching, making sure you have healthy yeast, you have a proper cell count at the start of fermentation, you have proper aeration so you get proper yeast growth and enough yeast growth to sustain the yeast cells throughout the fermentation. And to me, that's key. And then at the end of the fermentation, you got to make sure you get the yeast out of the beer so that they don't start losing their health. And if you're going to repitch, obviously that's very important, but you don't want to leave your yeast sitting in the bottom of the cone during, too much of the yeast sitting at the bottom of the cone during the aging process, because then they can start dying off and releasing flavors you don't want.